Good day, students, and welcome back to our History Digital class. Today, we will continue with the remaining points of lesson number 4 Economic Development. Let us start with nationalization of banks. During the tenure of Prime Minister Pandit Nehru and Lal Bahadur Shastri, banking was a monopoly of private sector. These banks represented different industrial groups. The directors of these banks were working towards developing industrial sector and increasing its profits. In order to stop this, the government nationalized the Imperial Bank and in 1955 and it got converted into State Bank of India. This bank opened several branches all over the country in a short while and played a major role in development. Next is the 20-point program. Prime Minister Indira Gandhi announced the 20-point program on 1st July 1975 and resolved to make efforts towards rapidly becoming a developed nation. The main provisions of the 20-point program are as follows: land ceiling of cities and agricultural land, equal division of wealth, minimum wages for workers, increasing in water conservation schemes, workers' participation in industry, national training scheme, freeing bonded laborers. Next, prevention of tax evasion, economic crime and smuggling, regulation of prices of basic necessities, improvements in the public distribution system, improvement in textile industry by developing handloom sector, waiving loans of weaker sections, housing communication facilities, making educational equipments available to schools. Next is the issues of the workers. Now, the first textile mill was started in Mumbai on 11 July 1851 by Kawasji Dawar. Slowly, the mill started in Dadar, Parel, Baikala, Shivdi, Prabhadevi, and Worli. This part came to be known as Girgaon or Town of Mill. In the 1980s, the increasing unrest among workers was due to the economic conditions in the sectors. In some industries, the wages of the workers were increasing. They were also getting more amounts as bonus. They were getting more facilities than the textile mill workers. Now, in the Diwali of 1981, the workers expected to get a bonus of 20%. The Rashtriya Mill Mazdoor Sangh, which was negotiating with the employers, agreed upon 8 to 17% bonus without taking the workers into confidence. The cut in the bonus proved to be the cause of unrest. Some workers went to Dr. Datta Samant and they asked him to accept their leadership. Workers of 65 mills came together. Dr. Datta Samant led the strike. On 18th January 1982, 2.5 lakh workers went on a strike. Girgaon mills stopped running, making it seem like Mumbai's heart throbbing. The Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Barrister A.R. Atulya, set up a committee to solve this issue. Later, Babasaheb Bhosle became the Chief Minister of Maharashtra state. He insisted that as per law, he would talk only with the Rashtriya Mill Mazdoor Sangh. Dr. Datta Samant demanded that the law be revoked. Now, in the beginning, the striking workers received help from their native villages. It also was not very difficult for them to help each other. They set up departmental committees and distributed food grains, assistance in the form of funds, etc. The left parties had supported the strike. As the strike dragged on, efforts were made to split the striking workers' ranks. Even as the strike completed 6 months, the central government completely ignored it. The workers started a jail bharo agitation in September 1982. 1.5 lakh workers took a march on Legislative Assembly of Maharashtra state. It didn't help at all. The strike completed a year. This was the first strike to have gone on for a year. In this period, about 1.5 lakh workers became unemployed. Our next point is the new economic policy 1991. In this, you have to remember that Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao and Finance Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh implemented the policies of liberalization, privatization, and globalization to improve the state of Indian economy. India became the member of the World Trade Organization, that is WTO, in 1995. The next point is World Trade Organization. In 1995, India became a member of the World Trade Organization, that is WTO. The organization had the following objectives: to free trade between countries, to put to an end all those discriminatory laws, restrictions, rules, and policies that are hurdles in the way of international free trade, and to regulate global trade with the help of the formal multi party mechanism. Now, as per the various reports of the World Trade Organization, India has made a considerable improvement in different areas like reduction in the below poverty line, that is BPL, population, decline in infant mortality, availability of facilities regarding drinking water and wastewater management. India signed the South Asian Preferential Trade Agreement along the lines of the World Trade Organization. India removed the import restrictions on several commodities of SCAR countries. India also gave discount on import duties. India opened up the insurance sector to private and foreign investment. In this way, we have learnt about the journey of India's economy. We have come a long way from mixed economy to globalization. So, we will meet with the next chapter where we will study India's progress in other fields. I hope you have all understood the points of this lesson. So, we will meet back with the new chapter. Till then, thank you and have a wonderful day.